This cell phone video shows flames cascading out of the historic First United Methodist Church. Onlookers watch in disbelief as the building goes up in flames. Church members say it is truly a loss for the community.
It's pretty devastating to walk out and see your church on fire. The smoke was rolling out from under the roof, and then the flames started. I think the worst part was when the stained glass windows broke out and shattered on the ground. It was like your heart shattering.
The blaze started shortly after noon. Police and fire crews from all over the area, even as far as Bluffton, responded to the call.
One of our officers was on patrol and smelled smoke and saw smoke coming from the front door area of the Methodist Church. He immediately called and checked. We have a daycare in the bottom of the church. He instantly checked to make sure all the kids were out of the building and safe.
Luckily, no one from that daycare was injured, but the damage to the iconic building is catastrophic.
This is a very sad day for Ada. This is a landmark building, a beautiful old church. They just don't build them like this anymore. They won't build them like this anymore. It's just so sad to have lost that.
Officials and students from Ohio Northern University have reached out to church members and are prepared to help in any way they can.
We will be housing the church services on Sunday at English Chapel on our campus. As you know, we are a Methodist church, so we have a strong connection to that church.
Despite the loss of their sanctuary, church members say their faith is unbroken and they will rebuild. In Ada, Jane Lonsdale, Your News Now.
It's been called the bucket list, a list that begs the question, what do you want to do before you die? It's been the concept behind a television show and even a movie. Many people have a collection of goals they want to accomplish in their lifetime. Now, a few weekends ago during the Blue Star Mothers event, I got to cross off something on my own list, skydiving. It wasn't just something I'd merely considered. I had been thinking about it for a while. Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane flying nearly 2.5 miles up in the air.
I've thought about it for a few years. Like on First Edition, we had a package about bucket lists, and I actually mentioned on there that on my bucket list was to skydive. So, and then a few weeks later, this opportunity came up, and I'm like, this is calling my name. So, for a few years, I'd say.
It was an early Saturday morning wake-up call, which I was already used to anyways. But here we are literally signing our lives away. Next up was a demonstration of what we'd be doing, only higher up in that beautiful blue sky. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but had a slight idea.
I feel like you'll probably get the feeling when you're on a roller coaster, like right when you're at the top of the hill and kind of zooming down. I love that feeling, but 20 seconds is going to probably feel like a long time.
Yep, free falling for 20 seconds before that parachute opened. While down on the ground, it didn't seem so bad.
I feel like much of my concerns will be when I'm 10,000 feet in the air and I'll be thinking, why did I ever agree to do this? But at the moment, I'm really excited.
I was jumping tandem and felt like I was in pretty good hands with Mike Elliott. He has roughly 9,500 jumps under his belt and has dove with several celebrities and President George H.W. Bush.
Most of us are former Golden Knights. We have a lot of skydives. And you learn these great things in the military. So this is the way to transition from the military to continue to do what we do and give back to the American public as veterans.
When it finally came our turn, Mike made sure to go over all the basics one more time before taking off into the sky. Once in the plane, I had a feeling of anxious energy, but jumping from that plane felt like nothing else I had ever experienced.
Awesome.
All right, Jane, what'd you think about that?
Oh, it was so cool. I want to do it all over again.
You want to do it again?
Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome to the sport of skydiving.
Thank you. It was awesome. Thanks, guys.
Now I have to say skydiving was probably one of the more daring things I've done in my lifetime. It was a pleasure jumping with the Blue Star Mothers. It just goes to show that young or old, you can do anything if you're really determined. So I encourage you to cross off some things on your own bucket list.